Okay, so I got asked over 3 weeks ago to make a map review on Dead Rail, and so I wanted to go over it with kind of a video playing in the background. It's pretty nondescript gameplay, but it'll give you a rundown of basically how the map works in its, its purest form. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip this. I'm in the 57, and based on lineups, both teams I decided to go mid near the hills, so we'll see how that plays out. But on their team, you're gonna notice that they have meds who are both clanless, so it's not gonna work out very well for them. Immediately, I'm gonna spot up here both of those tanks that have shots on me. The VK's there, and TDs likely don't have eyes on me yet, so I'm able to get my full clip into a VK, and I'm able to back up. And you're gonna notice on this map that once you push into this right here, the top left, the northwest of it, with heavies, you basically can't run, because as soon as you run, people like me and the E75 and the KP have all shots on you, and if you drive in front of them, you're bleeding like a good 1000 HP best case scenario. So you either have to push this side, you have to push this side, or you have to do you can't really push this side alone and expect to do anything useful. So usually what you want to do is you want to play more toward the mid, because mid it's easier to run, you have more cover, less people have shots on you if you're on this, and if you're on this ridge here, and you can run to the houses, or you can, if you're running from this position, please, like for your own good, you should not run towards your spawn, because if you do, they're gonna have shots on you. The reason I'm able to push here is because our entire team is here, and if I run away, like, there's no reason not to push here right now. That's basically what I'm pushing. Their meds are nowhere to be found, so like, that's the thing right now. They're gonna take forever to push, and so you're gonna notice if you're in med and nothing's happening, you should at least push or try to support from this region in the middle, because if you push here, the TDs may be able to get you. And something about this map is once you're down the hill, it's very hard to run back up toward the east, and so you want to make sure that you're in a position always to do damage, but you always have a way out. That was just a shitty trade on my part. I should not have fired that at him. That was very risky for no reason, even though mine calibrated. But yeah, this game is going to be pretty slow. You're going to see back here that the STV is trying to get shots, but he's not doing it very effectively, and our E75 is being pretty useless. Both teams are pretty bad, but that's how you do big damage games. But yeah, it's a pretty nondescript game. The reason I decided to push here is because our their meds haven't pushed, and they can push any second now. So once I get across this corridor right here, they can't get shots into me. Even if I've taken that hit, it would have been fine because I have plenty of HP left. I'm gonna get my entire clip into the back of this ST1. All the while, I'm looking elsewhere to see if there are any threats. So I finish him off. I'm loading my clip, and I'm completely safe. Because if they push on us from here, they die, and if they push on from the other side, they also die, because my team has my back, basically. I decided to take a hit for these guys, but I'm gonna get lucky. I'm like, whatever. Like, I'd rather take a hit for these guys and how many guns in the game, but it doesn't really matter at this point. The KPF was like a one-shot or so, but it doesn't really matter. You got the fucking helmet guy in there. But yeah, from here it's basically just farming. So what I would recommend on Dead Rail is if you're in a mid and you're outnumbered on the mid flank, I would try to spot the mid and see what there is. Just take inventory of what's going on, because this map can be a little harder to predict, and especially with these hills and the fact that it's hard to get out of that situation unless you have good camo and good speed. I'd really recommend playing cautious, especially if you're in a mid. If you're in a heavy, do not go all the way to the west immediately, no matter what. That's basically just a given. That's a shit shot by me. But yeah, if you're in a heavy, never go this position out the gate, because that's basically just asking to die. That's just flipping a coin and just see what happens. Right now, the reason I'm not helping that Sheridan is because he's going to die no matter what. I don't fire HE because that's not a guaranteed pen, and I'm running out of shells, so that's one thing I mind about the 57. More gaming, please give it more shells. Like, literally, you can fire, like, I don't know how many clips it is, but you can run out of ammo so easily in this game. I'm already down to only 12 shots, and it's about 4 clips worth of damage. And especially, if there were more tanks on their team in this situation, I've only done 6k, so that's not enough to reliably do, like, a few thousand more. Well, it is, but only if you're like in close proximity. You have to be very careful with your shots in this vehicle. But yeah, that's basically it. If you're in a heavy, like, don't do anything stupid. If you're in a mid, like, make sure that you spot mid, but you don't play too aggressively. And if you're outnumbering the enemy meds, definitely take that mid side and just push around as fast as you can, because that, like, in almost all situations, unless you're pushing the enemy team into your team, then it's basically ideal. Again, bad treatment. And it's basically ideal just to push around, because especially if the meds are outnumbered, they're gonna try to hold there. So you have to take the shortest possible route and try to close the gap and get just damage as fast as you can. But on this map, there's not much I recommend besides, if you go here, you die basically instantly. If your med spot here, I'm saying the same thing over and over again, but I hope you got my point. I hope you learned something, and we'll take a look at the end plays here in a second. So, we got killed. That's the first 7K I've gotten in a while, by the way. The matchmaker hasn't been too nice to me lately. I'm super mastery, whatever. But yeah. And I hope you learned something, and I'll see you in the next one.